Hi, I'm Ryan, and welcome to my coding bootcamp journey. In this series, I will share my experiences as I learned to code through Flatiron School's web development program. If you know anyone that would be interested in this series, please send them to the link at the bottom of your screen. All right. So, what is new this week? I do want to mention that I did take a little break for the Thanksgiving holiday. So, hope you all enjoyed your holiday. If you celebrate Thanksgiving at the same time as the U.S. or you're from the U.S. But I only mention that because this is being posted on the internet, which is global, and not everybody necessarily. Well, anyway, I'm digressing. So so yeah, I've started my final module, and which is React. And React is a very popular JavaScript framework. So yeah, that's so yeah. S- Kind of like the major points I've touched on so far is components, which are kind of akin to classes. Actually, when you start up a component, you do say that it's a class, but it's kind of like a larger unit of work, and components have a lot of built-in methods like render, and s- probably some that involve like like doing things before and after mounting, and a lot number of other things. So yeah, there's and it involves using JSX, I forget what the initials stand for, but it's like Java's. I don't know what the X stands for, but it looks very similar to how HTML is looks, but it's not HTML because it involves some extra functionality. And they also got into in with components. We got into props and state, and props are, from my understanding, props are more permanent. I'm not quite sure if that's the right word than state. State is very much like again, my limited knowledge and understanding of it is that state is very much an ephemeral thing. Is that I it can depend on like the session, and a lot of times state use like uh, user inputted data for state, like like form fields and stuff like that. So didn't really get in at this point, haven't really got too much into like the more granular differences between props and state, as far as like best practices as far as when to use which. I do know that it's a little bit easier to pass props from one component to another. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that I got into this past week. And as far as struggles, major struggle was passing data between components, and it was mostly a syntax thing. As far as because the JSX syntax was very new to me, and again, it looks very much like HTML. And so it was a bit of a stretch for me to make the connections. Like, wait, you do the I associated like certain limitations of the HTML functionality, and you there passing data between elements and it just didn't like connect for me. But yeah, it wasn't much of too much of a struggle. I mean, I was able to figure it out somewhat. Yeah, that was kind of my major struggle this week. And as far as victories, I'm noticing that the mental gymnastics of transitioning from just straight up vanilla JavaScript to React is definitely less than transitioning from Rails to JavaScript. Just because JavaScript compiles in a very different way than Rails, and there's different there's different aspects of the way that JavaScript compiles is very different from Rails. So yeah, I'm noticing that I'm not have it does. When I went from Rails to JavaScript, at times it felt like I was trying to push a boulder up a muddy hill, and so far I'm not really noticing that kind of going from JavaScript to React. So yeah, that was my major victory. And as far as what I'm looking forward to is diving deeper into React, because I'm very much in in the early stages here. So I'm definitely looking forward to digging deeper into the functionality and what I can do with it, and kind of hooking all these various pieces together. So yeah, that as I mentioned, I'm very just recently started learning React. So yeah, that's all I have for you this week. So I do thank you for watching. If you want to stay up to date, please like and subscribe, and feel free to check out the rest of this series. And if you have any comments or questions, please post them below, and I'll see you in the next chapter.